Facebook friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good Thursday morning. It is August the 28th, 2025, and it is currently 8:53 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I've been up for a little minute, probably about 2 or 3 hours now, but I'm just now like actually getting up. I had forgot I did me a little Walmart delivery to get my kids a few things or whatever. Well, the house in general. I wanted some turkey wings, like you know how you bake the turkey wings and stuff and put the rice in it. And I got me some greens and some cabbage. So I kind of want to eat that, but I don't know. I do. I'm going to put that on as soon as I get done making this video or whatnot. But I feel really good. I had a good day yesterday as well. Raven had came over and she had we had went to take the boys to go see Bad Guys 2. And it was a nice, interesting movie, by the way. I never saw the first part, though, Bad Guys 1. However, and it's a kid's movie. However, they do have 2 episodes that are on Netflix or whatnot. And basically, it's a movie about some detectives. Well, they were bad guys turned good guys, per se. And it was a really good movie, by the way. And I really liked the end because at the end they were offered like a job as like a Men in Black, like CIA agent, FBI agent type of ordeal. So that was really cool to me, especially since I'll always be talking about one day I'm going to be an FBI agent or a CIA agent or something like that. So that was pretty cool or whatever. I like that or whatnot. And then after the movies, the kids, we had went to the park for a moment, and then we just kind of like waited there until it was time for yoga to start in downtown Detroit, which I love that, by the way. I think the guy and the team who does the yoga in the center of downtown Detroit, I think that is such a beautiful thing because yoga, for one, is good for helping you get your body balanced, your mental balance, and everything like that. It's a nice way to relax and meditate. And when you can do that with a group of people, I think that's a good thing. That's really what you call like church, to gather a congregation and be able to relax and meditate and get grounded and stuff like that. So I think that that's really beautiful that they do that or whatever. So we goes down there or whatnot. First of all, while we at the park, it's like a group of teenage girls. It looked to be like teenage girls, but you know, they could have been young 20-year-olds, maybe like 20, 21. But they did kind of look young, like maybe 17, 18, 19, up in there or whatever. And they had this big bottle of maybe like some cheap tequila or vodka or something like that. And then they got out their red cups and they started drinking at the park or whatever. So me and Raven in the car, we smoking, we watching the boys play or whatnot on the little playground. And it's not a big park, so they right in front of us. And the little girls, they out there on, you know, their little social media platforms posting videos of them dancing, twerking, getting drunk and everything like that. And I'm just like, you know, I'm like, I'm really outdone by them or whatever. And she was like, Raven, like, I can see that because, you know how teenagers be. And in their younger years, they go get bottles and stuff like that. But no, I wasn't that teenager. Like, when I was like 16 and stuff like that, I wasn't drinking and stuff with my friends and shit like that. You know, actually, I had ran away one time. Me and my cousin Naya, we had ran away and went to New Jersey. And I stayed at my cousin Isha's house. And didn't nobody know that we was there for a minute. Or at least that's what I thought. You know, sometimes she'd be a setup. But anyway, I had stayed at my cousin's Isha's house. And she lived in like on the 3rd floor. Because my Aunt Lee and Cousin Little and stuff, they lived on the 1st floor. Then they had a tenant that lived on the 2nd floor. And my cousin Isha lived on the 3rd floor or whatever. You know, they got like 3 family flats and stuff in New Jersey. So I had stayed the summer when I had ran away. And I ran away and we caught the Greyhound to New Jersey. And I stayed there until it was time for me to go back to school. Like I spent the whole summer in New Jersey. I had a ball at that bitch too. That's where I met my friend Aljaquan Busby. We used to be at the little projects in Irvington and all that type of shit where we called them the buildings and shit like that. So I had a real good time when I had ran away or whatever. But it was just like a life little lesson for me or whatever. I was learning the streets of New Jersey, basically. So, and I seen a lot of shit. Gangs, rivals, Bloods versus Crips, and Latin Kings and all that type of shit. I seen somebody get their ass beat into initiation and all that type of shit. I seen somebody get killed right in front of my Aunt Lee's house the same day they got released from prison. All types of shit. When I was there, I had ran away that summer, baby. You talk about like New Jack City and shit live from the 973. Okay? I seen that shit with my own eyes or whatever. But anywho, I was at my cousin Isha's house or whatever. And Isha, she was like wild back then or whatever. And she used to be letting us drink and shit like that. But other than that, I wasn't the teenager who was sneaking bottles and drinking with my friends and stuff like that. I didn't even start smoking weed until I was 26 years old. But, hey Dana. But, or whoever watching from over there, tell Shirley I said, hey, I miss Shirley. But, Shirley, I miss you doing my hair, girl. I miss talking to you. And I was about to mention you in this video anyway. Well, I was about to mention Shirley in this video anyway. Because I was about to say I didn't ever drink like that until, like, I got grown. And I didn't start smoking weed till I was 26. But me and Shirley... See, me and Shirley used to drink. Like, we'd get us some little Hennessy or whatever and mix it with some red wine, some red Moscato or whatever. And me and Shirley would drink. And we wasn't no sloppy ass drunks or nothing like that. We'd just get us a little bottle or whatever and some wine. And we'd just drink or whatever, drive around, go meet our little boyfriends, baby daddies or whatever the case may be. And we'd just be having us a ball or whatnot. But as far as like being a little party girl, going out drunk and getting all sloppy drunk and shit, I never been that. Never ever. And yeah, I remember one time in New Jersey, I felt like my cousin Isha, she had her friend mama owned a bar. That's how I used to be able to drink anyway, because they would let us in the bar or whatever. And one day I felt like somebody put something in my drink. Because I got so sick at the fucking bar. Like, I had threw up or whatever. And it's like, I couldn't walk. Damn near couldn't walk back to the car. And even as a teenager, I still knew my limits. Like, when to stop or whatever. And I remember one time, too, like, I was drinking out there in New Jersey. And this guy had wanted to talk to me or whatnot. And he had took me home or whatever. We had a good time there, too. But under the same breath, it's just like... Anyway, shit be a setup. That's all I'm gonna say. I just been making it through shit for a long ass motherfucking time, because they would have liked to find me dead in the middle of in the New Jersey streets. I'm here, I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop up. I'm gonna work harder. Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much better. Yeah, sometimes you gotta get rid of them motherfucking family, friends, and foes around this bitch. But anyway, I've never been a drinker like that, per se. And even now, to this day, like when my friends or suspects, guy friends and shit be wanting me to drink, they can tell you, I don't drink that much. I might drink a cup or two, aka a shot or two that I done mixed with some juice and something like that. I'm not a drinker like that. Now, when it comes to rolling the weed, you can roll me blunt after blunt after blunt, like I'm Chief Keef or Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg or somebody. But the drinking, that ain't really my thing or whatever. So anyway, we looking at the little girls, they dancing, they twerking and drinking, and I'm like, these are some little ass kids. Like, you know, they need to get it together. She like, girl, that's what kids be doing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you know, Lex, because she was like, Lex probably be with her friends. I'm like, you know, Lex, she's more subtle. Like, I know that sometimes, and Lex is about to be 18, by the way, and Mira's about to be 17. I'm like, she don't smoke in front of me and stuff. And she don't. And if she does smoke, she might smoke with her friends, but she don't even smoke outside the house or nothing. They leave and shit like that, too. And she's not really a drinker. You know, she don't drink. She don't like it. And I know that because, like, I gave her a drink before. Anything you try in the streets, you need to try it at home first. Lex is a more of a coolers type of person if she was going to be into drinking. Like, to smell and taste liquor, she don't like. Now, something like the Seagram's, Jamaican Me Happy or something, she'll drink that. But that's because they taste good. And they barely got any liquor in it. You got to drink a few of them motherfuckers. So, I pretty much know my kids. Now, Mir, on the other hand, him and his little rapping ass teenager friends and shit, they like to smoke too. But a lot of kids do. And not to be funny, but I'd rather know that my kids go and smoke weed with their friends, some safe weed that they done got from somebody reliable, opposed to them being out here popping pills, drinking lean, and buying vapes and shit like that. And breezes and, you know, all that type of shit that really ain't good for you at all, for real. You know, and I pay attention to my kids. But anyway, I was paying attention to the girls at the park, and I was looking, you know, paying attention to them. And they were having fun. You know, they wasn't doing too much. They wasn't getting nasty drunk while I was there, because I was paying attention to them just like I was paying attention to my kids. Because at the end of the day, they are still kids. However, I'm not their mother. I can't be going up to them like, what the fuck is y'all doing? Now, if it's my daughter, probably so. But, you know, these are other people's children, and you never know what people allow their kids to do. Granted, their parents probably don't let them drink, hence that's why they at the park. But at the same time, it's a way to monitor kids and shit. None of them had drove there. They had all seemed to have walked there. So I didn't have to worry about them drinking and driving and going home or nothing. They pretty much seemed to be neighborhood girls or something like that. And they wasn't too sloppy drunk. They was just having a good time or whatever. You know, at the same time, they were just starting to drink. But they wasn't up there trying to fight each other or nothing like that. They were enjoying themselves. So I was paying attention to that while rolling the blunt and watching my kids and shit too. So, you know, it was just good to get outside and see what be going on in the world and shit. But we get downtown to yoga. And it's another group of young adults out there. But these people seem to be maybe like 21, 22 or whatever. It's a group of guys, group of girls. Now, I don't see them drinking, but we're doing yoga and we can hear them. They are loud, ghetto as fuck, getting ready to fight each other. And y'all know I don't play that domestic violence shit. I don't care if it's boy on boy, girl on girl, and I definitely don't like men that beat women. So these people, they down there arguing with whatever, and it's about a good, maybe, I don't know. It's a nice amount of us out there doing yoga or whatnot. So the yoga instructor, he's keep going on about his business, giving us the instructions or whatever. And it was really difficult for me to hear him because these people are literally dead. They right here next to me arguing. Like, only thing that's keeping them away from us is the little fence or whatever. Mind you, my yoga mat is right by the fence. They right in my face arguing. And he like, but ain't nobody gonna make me shut up, though. Ain't nobody gonna make me shut up. I wanted to get the fuck up and say, you need to sit your bitch ass, weak ass, dumb ass the fuck down somewhere. Pussy ass nigga. But I was in the middle of doing my yoga, and I had my two youngest boys out there with me too. But I was just looking at them or whatever, and everybody's looking at them because at this point, we doing a little yoga position when we turned or whatever. So we looking at them. We looking them dead in their face while they arguing and shit. So the construction guy drives past or whatever. He's like, hey guys, can y'all calm it down? They're out here doing yoga. He's like, shut the fuck up. You just being all a disgrace to the city of Detroit and to his mama, daddy, and whoever the fuck else. Because you out here acting like you want to fight this girl for one. And then, you know, his hair was looking like how my hair looking right now in the midst of me taking out my under the wig braids. You just out here a fucking mess. But being a disgrace to your race, to your family, your bloodline, and everything like that. Pissing me the fuck off. But other than that, yoga was beautiful and everything. I was able to stretch my leg a little bit more, and it's getting better too. it's still, I wouldn't even call it a hurt anymore. It's just like a little tension or whatever, but it's getting back loose and everything like that. So I was able to do the yoga moves a little bit better yesterday, and that felt really good. So I was excited about that or whatever. But yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But I could tell when shit be a setup and when people be trying to be subliminal and be funny and shit like that. And I was just paying attention to that yesterday as well. Like the kids outside drinking, the boy outside trying to fight and shit like that. And, you know, it's teamwork makes the dream work, and it's all of our place to try to make our city a better place and everything. But it's ways to do that. And the first place it starts is at home. Like, and sometimes a lot of kids, they do what they see people do at home. You know, one thing my kids can't say is that their mama is no drunk. They don't even ever really see me drink at all. Most of the time that I even have a drink, I'm not at home. I'm usually out and about. My kids can never say that they see me being drunk and shit. Neither can my kids say that they ever seen me in anything domestic violence, because I don't even play that type of shit. My brother daddy used to beat the fuck out of my mama, and they used to terrify me as a kid. So, as an adult, I know damn well that I'm not playing that shit. And I damn sure ain't having my kids witness no shit like that. But most of the time, stuff like that start at home. So when you see kids out being sloppy drunk and shit like that, or even attempting to get drunk, 9 times out of 10, that's what they see at home. Not all the time. Because some people, they be like, damn, I don't know how I gave birth to this child. But somewhere it probably runs in the bloodline. The daddy side of the family. Anything. You know? Excuse me. Same thing for domestic violence. Most of the time that little boys think that they could be out here beating on girls and calling them all type of bitches and shit like that. That's the type of shit that they see their daddies do. Granddaddies and uncles and shit. They ain't just pick that shit up from nowhere. Not even from just listening to songs on the radio or watching TV. That's usually stuff that you see that starts within the home. So that's why it's very important to instill things in your kids at home. Because they're also going to have influence from the world, from the TV, from the radio, from their peers, teachers, and everything else. You know? And that's crazy. But it all starts at home. And for some reason, I'm seeing the little white teacher, the white guy, who, when my daughter went to Osborne on the east side and my kids went to Brenda Scott Academy, I was picking my kids up from school one day, and a group of kids from Osborne came up there and jumped. They came up to Brenda Scott Academy, and they jumped the white man, the teacher, or whatever. I was outside or whatnot. And Dean Farley and everybody, they came to like break it up. Or Fairly, or whatever the fuck her name was. They came to break it up or whatever. And that teacher died, I think this year. If it wasn't this year, it was the end of last year. That teacher ended up dying or whatever. We seen it on Instagram. And the kids that came like, Mommy, remember that teacher that had got beat up outside of Brenda Scott Academy, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. They're like, he died or whatever. I don't know what that got to do with anything. It's like why in the fuck would a group of high school kids think that they can walk up to another school and jump a teacher? You get what I'm saying? Stuff starts at home. Now, we can see arguing with the teachers and stuff. I done had disagreements with my teacher. Even my teachers, when I was younger, that had me fucked up. I felt like, bitch, who was you talking to? And that's why I be saying, teachers and stuff, it takes respect to get respect now. You can't be out here just disrespecting no kids and thinking you gonna get away with that shit. They got mamas and daddies and shit, grandmas, aunties, and uncles that don't be playing that type of shit. And sometimes you teachers be disrespectful. But that's what I was talking about yesterday in my video when I was saying like the movie Deliverance. And sometimes demons will attack your kids, and demons will come in the forms as teachers and shit like that too. That's just like when my daughter was going to Osborne and one of the teachers was going to court for touching one of the girls and keeping her in the closet in his classroom and shit like that. One of the security guards used to be flirting with my daughter and shit. And all the other high school students too. Like, you know, it be a lot of fucked up shit that go on in schools and shit like that. And teachers be talking to kids all types of ways, treating them all types of ways, putting their hands on them, disrespecting them, all types of shit like that. Y'all, this part of my hair is a little bit straight because I had my wig on the other day. So I had straightened out this part. So if y'all wondering why my hair look like this, that's why, because that part was straight or whatever. But yeah, people be out here disrespecting kids, bullying them, sexually assaulting them. And that's what I was telling my kids too. Like, I had a friend when I was a kid in school. We didn't go to school together. She was one of my friend's cousins. So she went to a different school. And when I used to go to my friend's house on the weekend and her cousin would come over there too, her cousin would be telling me how she used to fuck her her English teacher. Like, yeah, all I gotta do is have sex with him and stuff, and he make sure I get good grades and everything. And she used to like it. It was not rape. It was consensual sex with a minor and a teacher. And we was young. Like 15, 16 years old. And she was fucking the fuck out of her teacher. And she wanted to do it. And she liked doing it. So, it be a lot of shit going on. That's why I say I always pay attention to kids. I always listen to kids. You know? Kids be crying out for help. Or they be needing help because they don't even know that that's sexual assault. Granted, she was fast. She liked doing the shit. And then would sit up in church every Sunday and they thought that she was the best motherfucking child on earth. In the church giving her all type of praise. Yeah, she get all good grades. And yeah, she get good grades. She fucking the fuck out of a nigga for them motherfuckers. But you see, a lot of shit be going on in schools. Same thing in churches. All these pastors who be fucking the young girls in the church and shit. That shit ain't just start. It's been going on. So that's what I be saying when you gotta pay attention to the kids. But people just think I be talking about certain shit when I be living this shit. I witnessed a lot of shit growing up and everything. Especially when it comes to being touched on and stuff like that. I was even talking to Raven about that yesterday, being an adult right now. And I'm like, I was just recently with this guy or whatever, and he was so forceful and wanting to fuck me. I'm like, this is rape. Because I'm damn near, I'm telling you, like, I don't really care to have sex or whatever. Yes, you know you love me. We soulmates. No, the fuck, we not. And you are forcing yourself on me. That is damn near rape. However, I'm choosing this time to not say nothing. But I could go to the police and everything. Because when somebody tell you they not in the mood or they don't feel like doing something, bitch, that's what the fuck you supposed to respect. You ain't supposed to be trying to convince nobody that they is in love with your raggedy ass. And not even saying he raggedy, but, you know, you can't convince nobody that y'all supposed to be together. And just because you feel like you in love with them, you can't force them to be in love with you. Is what I'm saying. It was damn near rape. I'm like, ugh. That turned me all the way off. I don't fuck with you like that. Because you can't control yourself. You in your 40s, damn near 50s, and you don't know how to act. So how you think people, if I'm a grown woman and somebody trying to handle me like that, how you think somebody trying to push up on some little ass teenagers or some shit? And that's a lot of shit that teenagers be going through. That's why they be sneaking off to go get drunk and shit. Because what the fuck do a teenager need to get drunk for? What? Bitch. What is you stressed out about that you need a fucking drink? Did you need to call up your girls and go to the park and have a drink? You ain't even doing shit yet. So you think. Sometimes kids be going through a lot. Some of these kids be orphans. The streets raising them. I could vouch for that too. So, yeah, I just be paying attention. Every time I do, like, get the opportunity to leave out the house and shit, You see how this part of my hair is straight, so it kind of look crazy. But every time and y'all know my hair is short in the center because that's the part that was bald and it's just now growing back, so it's shorter than the rest. But anyway, when I do get the opportunity to go out, I pay attention to all of my surroundings. And when I see people acting a fool, the first thing I try not to judge them based off of why they're acting a fool. I try to dig a little bit deeper into it. Like, for instance, the teenage girls outside drinking and the young adults downtown Detroit acting a motherfucking fool like they want to be Ike and Tina and shit. You know, I was really sitting there in the middle of yoga, channeling their energy. Like, sometimes people just be staged and shit anyway. Shit be a setup to see how you gonna react. And sometimes people really fucked up because of their upbringing and shit. Not trying to be funny, but it's like, you don't got no home training. This motherfucking fly. Anyway, some people really just don't have no home training whatsoever. So they act a fucking fool. And some people it's a generational curse. Even if you didn't see your mama do it, she probably did it in her younger days or something. Like, people being on drugs. Like, people, you never know why somebody want to be a coked out stripper or no shit like that. Sometimes people really fucked up. They enjoy being low vibrational and fucked up. But some people, they mentally in their head, they feel like they can never be nothing better than a stripper. And that's fucked up. But even stuff like that come from your upbringing and shit. Oh, my daddy used to tell me I wasn't ever going to be shit. Or my mama used to tell me, like, you better go out there and sell some pussy. I had a friend like that. Her daughter is a little bit older than my daughter. And one day we were sitting down talking and, talking about struggling and raising kids or whatever. She like, girl, shit, my daughter so she better go out there and sell some pussy. I looked at her like, girl, what? She like, I know she be selling pussy anyway because she always leaving niggas and they be bringing her back money. But I know she be, probably walking and, selling pussy or whatever. And the moment she said that, I felt some type of way. Because I don't care how hard life gets. Just like I just made a video the other day talking about not having $1 to my name. I wish I would tell Blex that she better go outside and sell some motherfucking pussy. What? You better go get you a motherfucking job. Shit, I had one when I was a teenager. And guess what? Lex just went and got her a goddamn job. She was supposed to start training yesterday, but she got to wear some black pants. I was supposed to take her to get some black pants today so she can go to work and go to training or whatever. Bitch, you better go flip some motherfucking burgers and fries, chicken nuggets or whatever, before you call yourself out here selling some motherfucking pussy. Like you was a tramp or some shit. A whore. Like your mama didn't teach you shit. I wish I would see my daughter walking some fucking streets. Or thinking that she gotta get some OnlyFans or some shit like that in order to make some money. The fuck is wrong with bitches? But I said it starts at home. And if you was comfortable enough to say, oh, she better go sell some pussy, you comfortable enough to tell her she can do anything. That's just like on Holiday Heart. That's just like, speaking of the movie Deliverance, she was talking about how her mama had let some shit happen to her, basically sexually. On Holiday Heart, the little girl, when Alfred Woodard or whatever, she wanted them drugs from that dope man, she wanted her daughter to go and open her legs for the dope man so that he can then provide her with drugs. Bitch, what? I wish I would be on some fucked up shit like that. My hair might be looking like I got the bike holiday right now, but I wish I would have one of my motherfucking kids laying the fuck down on their back or some shit so we can live better, or I can get some drugs, or they can have some money. When it's 100 million ways to make some money around this bitch without ever having to lower yourself. But no, you got parents out here, like the fuck I said, that be saying shit like, you better go sell some motherfucking pussy. But you know what? I can't take my friend. I know how she grew up too. My friend who said that. And she had a mama that'd say some shit like that to her. You better go sell some pussy. So that's why I said shit be a generational curse. She had a mama that was an alcoholic and shit. You know? That's why you have to be a generational curse breaker and get that shit up off your motherfucking family. Bitch, I wish I would see one of my daughters outside talking about they gotta sell some motherfucking pussy. Not trying to be funny, but I'd rather see my son sell drugs first. And I don't even condone in that. However, selling drugs or whatever, people got the free will to take drugs if they want to. You know? But, and even though that's low vibrational, depending on how you use it, people use drugs in different ways. Some people responsible with taking drugs, you wouldn't even know that they did drugs. Then you got the sloppy drunks, the cokeheads, the crackheads, the dope fiends that you can clearly tell that they're a sloppy drunk, a cokehead, a crackhead, and a dope fiend. But you got some dope fiends, you can't even tell that they a fiend. And I learned that from being in trap houses. You see pastors pull up. You see people with government jobs pull up. Or they send people to go and get their shit. And they take it to the pastors, to the judges, to the lawyers. I worked with a whole bunch of white people in Livonia at the call center. Them motherfuckers used to be zooted and booted. Eyes open, big as fuck, high off of drugs and shit up in that motherfucker. But these are professional people. That's why I always say you can never judge a book by its cover. You'll see some people, you will never know that they was motherfucking fiends off of real shit. Meth, heroin, dope for real. Not no motherfucking weed. And I'm telling y'all the truth. It be your pastors and shit getting zooted and booted before they come sweating, giving you motherfucking sermons, fake ass Bible scriptures and shit. But you learn that type of shit when you actually out in the real world. It be the ones you least expect. But yeah, just paying attention to things as I was out and about yesterday or whatever. Right? But I enjoyed myself. I always have a good time when I'm outside. That's why I said I ain't scary or nothing. I just don't got no car, which is a hindrance for me. But I pay attention to shit for sure. And again, stuff start at home. You need to start at home. And which is why it's also very important to teach your kids stuff that most people think that you shouldn't be letting your kids see. Like how I said I had my kids watching Wicked City off of Amazon Prime or whatever. It come on all black TV. And it's a show about witchcraft, witches, and warlocks and all that stuff like that. And having a handler over your life and shit like that most definitely made my kids come sit the fuck down and watch this. You know why? Because this is what's happening in the industry. In the music industry where all these young boys want to go be rappers and shit, they need to know what the fuck is going on. Do you really want to sign a contract? Do you really want to have to be getting fucked in the ass and shit? Do you really want to have a handler over your life just for a little bit of chump change and some fame? You need to open them up to the real fucking world. The government does this shit to people. They become handlers in your life. That's why I said you have to stand up to the government sometimes. CPS and all that shit when it comes to your fucking kids. So I just shared a video today on my timeline or whatever that's talking about this same shit. Like how somebody started speaking on stuff. I said I was gonna free the bros. Only thing you get for free from me is free the bros. I said I was gonna start freeing the music industry and shit, because even them motherfuckers who y'all see rapping on TV and got all this motherfucking money and jewelry and shit, yeah, Just like Travis Scott said, like, you in the mob, soon as you rock the chain, they get you to sign these contracts, give you chains and everything, and then boom, you got a fucking handler. A motherfucker telling you what to do, controlling your whole motherfucking life. Just like on Wicked City, he owned the strip club, and he had them bitches on them fucking neck chains because he was called what? The handler. That's the shit you be going through. Going in these strip clubs, being a dancer and shit. That's how a lot of them be coked out, getting pimped the fuck out and shit. You gotta wake your kids up to this shit. This is real life. So again, it starts at home. That's why I be saying, don't come to me with that bullshit. Oh, you shouldn't have had the kids watching that. My kid's not about to get fucked up like that. Just like I said yesterday when my baby came home, she was telling me that she had, when she was in elementary school and we happened to go somewhere and we was talking and we seen the Ouija board. She like, Mommy, I played that at school. My teacher had that at school. My baby was, I think Lex was probably in like 3rd grade. But you see, I'm not thinking no Ouija board would ever come to a school. So we ain't talking about shit like that. But the moment that my baby told me that, I have to put them hip to stuff like that. Oh, you don't play with this. You need to know what you're doing. This is not what you do. Because again, teachers, governments, all that type of shit, a lot of people be in secret societies. They target certain people. That's why it's a such thing called targeted individuals. Targeted kids and shit like that. So when you send your kids to school and they don't know no better, they can't do better. So yeah. And I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. But anyway, I had a good day yesterday outside. I can't wait to go to yoga next week. They said it's only about 4 more sessions left, so that's good. And then maybe I'll start doing it at home and shit till the summer come back around or whatever. But it does feel really good. And yes, like that man was really teaching me how to stretch this little muscle out or whatever. And it does feel a lot better. I only went to 2, yesterday and last Wednesday. And it does feel like I can tell the difference already just from those little 2 classes or whatnot. Because baby, when I first picked up the laundry bag and twisted it, I'm trying to tell you, I was limping around this bitch. You would have thought I got shot or something. It hurt so bad. And that was about 2.5 months ago. But now it's just starting to get a little bit better because I'm telling you, I was fucked up. So yeah, and it ain't no Charlie horse. Charlie horses, you could work them bitches out the same day, the next day or something, drink a lot of water, loosen up your muscle. Baby, it was an injury. I don't know what the fuck I did. Tore a ACLs or something. I don't know what the fuck. Tore something. A ligament, hamstring muscle, something was fucked the fuck up. And I don't even know what it is. Whatever the fuck is right here. It was injured. But yeah. It's starting to feel a lot better though. I'm about to get ready to comb my hair out. Because it's been in them little braids for a few days. And the back and the sides is so thick. But where this little bald spot was at, that's where it's like a little bit thin. And it's getting thicker too, as you can tell on this side. This side was straightened out because I had like a little side part to put my wig on or whatever. So you can see this part is like straight or whatever. But this is the thin part of my hair. It ain't so much that it's short no more. Now it just needs to get filled in. So I need to give me some oils. I bought me some oils, some extra virgin olive oils and coconut oils and stuff to mix together or whatever, so I can make me some hair oil and start thickening it in this little space right here or whatever. I've been eating a little bit healthier too for me and the kids, making sure we get in some fruits and some vegetables. We haven't really been eating red meat like that or anything. So even though I got me a steak to cook for breakfast this morning, I'm about to get ready to go cook that bitch and fuck it up while the kids sleep. But yeah, I've been doing good. I really be wanting to be out though. I said I was gonna find me some type of job doing something. I keep hearing CIA. I need the training for that though. That is so funny to me, but I'm hearing like the CIA been watching you. They like the way you think. They like the way you think. So, I'm hearing mastermind. I'm hearing Megamind. Megamind. That's a cartoon too. With the big alien man with the big forehead or whatever. Megamind, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, they was like a CIA agent or something too. I think that's on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably about to watch that. Because I remember Megamind. I remember like they started off about to get married or some shit like that. That came out some years ago. Anyway, I'm hearing somebody want you to be a detective or like an agent or something, even though you haven't been in the field at all. You don't even have the books for it. Like, you didn't go to school for it. But it's like these people have been watching you. I'm hearing like they watched you solve your own case. They watched you out in the field or something like that. I'm hearing like they really want you to be an agent or something, or like an officer, a detective or some shit like that. That's funny to me. That's funny. Because I always said it. Like when me and my grandma was alive, and we'd be in there watching like CSI Miami with Horatio and shit like that, I always knew it. And Penelope off of, what Penelope come off of? CSI? Or whatever. Like, hey, Penelope girl. Like, I always said it. But when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a forensic scientist. However, if you watched my video yesterday, you would see where I was talking about I can't stomach a lot of shit. Like, the smells and the sights of certain things, it just fucked me up. Like, I don't want to go in the room and nobody's head is blew the fuck off or shit like that. Because, you know, however, I can do the detective work. Like, once you move the blew up head and shit out of the room, and, you know, maybe it's only, give me the ones where the person is complete, one dead body. You know, it ain't all brain splatter everywhere. Give me them type of cases. But the moment it's decapitated heads and brain splatters everywhere, baby, please. Please. If you don't want me to pass out, you better get me the fuck up out of this bitch quick. You know? Anyway, but I can do detective, or I can solve a case. Let's just say, maybe I need to be like Penelope. Give me the motherfucking laptop and the databases and shit, and I'm gonna get this shit done. You know? But when it comes to the dead body smells and all that type of shit, baby, please. So, yeah. That's crazy though, because I'm hearing it's like they want you on murder cases and cold cases. Yeah, see, like cold cases. The dead body is already gone and everything like that. I just got to figure out who was the killer or some shit like that. I could do that. So, yeah. I can be on the field to respond to shit. Speaking of, I was in the midst of making my video yesterday. Remember I kept saying my granddogs is outside barking crazy or whatever? Well, when I finally had ended up closing out the video and I went to the front door, it was 2 police cars across the street and an ambulance. And by the time I was walking to the door, the man was like, hey, I just want y'all to know I didn't do none of this. I was the one who made the phone call. I don't want y'all thinking that I was a part of this. Or whatever. And so the police had zoomed off, the ambulance zoomed off, the police zoomed off behind her, the other officer pulled off. Then the people who lived there, she pulled up, somebody came, jumped in the car, then they took off too. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck happened across the street while I was in the midst of making my video in the bathroom? Or whatever, but I'm saying the police and the ambulance were the first responders to get there. I can even be like a first responder. As long as they know it blew off heads or no shit like that. Because, baby, if the heads and shit is blew off and guts and stuff is everywhere, I need to be like the last responder, not the first responder. You need to go clean it up first. Then tell me to come in. At least the dead body. You can leave the blood and everything there because if you need me to come look around and shit like that. But I'm talking about call me after the morgue has left. With the body. And all the explosives and shit like that. You know, but yeah. And I could drive too. My ass off. I'm talking about too fast, too freaking. I'm not a scary driver either. I can get through some traffic. I get through the semis, get through the cars. I can switch, tipping on fofos. I'm trying to tell you, I could get where we need to be in a matter of time. Yeah. So, especially we got some GPS. Now, we ain't got no GPS. It may be a problem. It may be a problem. Because you said you're on what street? No. How the fuck I get there? But as long as we got GPS, and we got some good tires, and we got some gas up in there, bitch, baby, it's on and popping. We gonna get there in a matter of minutes. Hold on. Help is on the way. But yeah, so, I don't know. I'm hearing it though, like somebody wants you to be in the field as like detective or something. Or maybe they partner or something. And that's so crazy because on the movie Bad Guys 2, which is reminding me of Bad Boys 2, which is my favorite movie, by the way. Bad Guys 2 was just the cartoon movie for the kids or whatever. They had ended up like basically liking each other at the end and being detectives, the wolves and the wolf and the fox or whatever. And they ended up being like the governor and a bad guy turned like cops and agents. Anyway, it was a pretty dope movie. And I sum all that up to say, the way we raise our children, the way we do things, like people be so worried about appearance, like, oh, you better not go out the house looking like this. But it's really, you shouldn't go out the house acting like this. Like you don't got no fucking home training. No fucking common sense. Like people be like, you ain't coming with me dressed like that. No, you're not coming with me acting like that. With no stank ass, raggedy ass attitude. Acting like you don't know how to act and treat other people with respect and shit. That's the shit I don't like. I don't care what you got on. Granted, like I be saying right now, I don't got shit. I need to go shopping and everything like that. So, I don't even dress the way that I would like to dress and shit like that. But at the same time, you know, I'm about to see me acting no motherfucking fool for no reason. Because home training starts at home. And a lot of problems that we have in the streets is because people was brought up in their home with no home training. That's what I'm saying. And when you see people acting the fool sometimes, you can't judge a book by its cover because you don't know their upbringing and their history. A lot of people fucked up. They come from fucked up households, fucked up families, abuse, neglect. That's why they out here acting like they ain't got no fucking sense. So yeah. People was touched on as a kid and shit. That's why they out here don't know how to act. Hypersexual and shit like that. Oh, I gotta fuck. Oh, I wanna go be a stripper. I wanna do this, I wanna do that. Because they was touched on when they was 8, 9, 10 years old and shit. And ain't nobody do shit about that shit. It was, oh, what happens in this house stays in this house. That will fuck a motherfucker up. I'm never going to be that type of parent. I'm never that what happens in this house stays in this house type of bitch. No. Because if somebody touching you, what happens? Who did it? What happened? Because they will die in this house. That's how your kids get fucked up. Oh, what happens in this house stays in this house. Again, because you don't want the embarrassment. But would you rather put on a fake facade, making everybody think that you got an oh so good home and everything is okay, but in the middle of the night your kid can't sleep? They fighting off demons and shit because Uncle so-and-so keep fucking raping them and shit like that. So you rather live with that. I hate people sometimes. I swear to God. People be so busy thinking about image. But what is really going on in the inside? That's why they say, you know, you got an if you ugly on the inside, it makes you ugly on the outside. You could be the prettiest person physically. All the right features. Beautiful smile, beautiful skin, beautiful this. The moment you open your mouth, though, you can have the most perfect teeth. But the moment you open your mouth and you got a nasty ass attitude, you stuck up, snotty, thinking you better than anybody, and you dumb anyway, that make you ugly. Like, oh yeah, she pretty, but she, ugh. Don't nobody want to be around her. It's because if you ugly on the inside, it manifests on the outside. It don't matter how cute you is, how thick you is, how you this, you that, girl, fuck you. And that nasty ass motherfucking attitude. Same thing with guys. You can have all the money in the world, dress nice as fuck, be handsome, haircut, nice teeth, got a lot of money, got cars, houses, and everything. But the moment you think that you that nigga and you can treat people any type of way, and you can treat, oh, she just a hoe, you can treat females any type of way, bitch, your value go down. You may be tall, dark, and handsome, fine, got a lot of money, and got your shit together, but fuck you. And your mama too. Because look at the job she did raising you. It's a reality check. People be worried about appearance when you need to be worried about the soul that you dealing with, that you raising. And it starts at home. And that's why people be in fucked up ass marriages and relationships and shit. Because they were so busy basing it off an image instead of real love, real values of life. What can you really build with this person other than y'all go out and take nice pictures and everybody think y'all got y'all shit together? When behind closed doors y'all arguing. She putting on makeup to cover up black eyes. Y'all hiding STDs, hiding kids that don't belong to the man and shit off an image. That's dumb as fuck. But that's what's wrong with people. And it ain't just black people. It's all people. But they favorite people to talk about is us, the black people. They make it seem like we the ones with no home training and shit, when really it's them. We're the product of our environments. Beat. Taken from us. People acting like we beneath them and shit. Then they want to turn around and call us hooligans. Oh, them niggas was brought up for nothing. I'm hearing it, and while I'm looking at my hair like this, I just took down my under the wig braids and sit. I'm hearing like, all my life I've been poor, but it really don't matter no more. And they wonder why we act this way, but nappy boys gonna be okay. Okay, because we're a product of our environment. They threw us to the fucking trash, threw us to the wolves, said we wasn't gonna be nothing. They let the other school systems have way more money than us, and way more supplies, better educational system. They closed down all the fucking schools in Detroit and shit damn near. You gotta pay attention to this shit. But then you take your kids out of school. They call it CPS and breaking up families and shit like that. But y'all done closed down half the motherfucking schools. These classrooms over fucking crowded and shit. Too many emotions. Too many different blood types. Everything crammed up to one big space. And you think somebody about to learn up in this bitch. No. But that's why when I used to be walking in Osborne, which is a big school by the way. That bitch smelled like a straight dispensary up in that motherfucker. I'm talking about, damn, did y'all roll up and smoke in this bitch? Not just bring the weed to school. Because, you know, you got high schoolers that some, you know, they might sell a little bit of weed. Like, you know, you smoke it after school? No, it smelled like they was having puff pass reading sessions up in that bitch. But it's a product of your environment. It's the government and shit testing you. Making it seem like you ain't nothing. But they get a kick out of watching how you survive. Then the ones that they see go actually be something and actually change some shit, they make life even 10 times harder for them. And they call them targeted individuals. Oh, she thinks she about to bring positivity to the community. We make too much money off these motherfuckers being stupid. Lost in the sauce. And this bitch, here she come, awakening them and shit. Get rid of her ass. But that's just like doctors. We make way too much money having niggas think that we can't cure cancer or we can't cure HIV. If we keep them dumb and lost and shit, keep them eating all this fucked up food, we make buku money. Instead of teaching you like, well, you can cure cancer with this herb, that herb, this herb, and this. You can cure that herpes and that HIV if you cleanse your blood out with this, that, and the other. But guess who HIV they clearing up and shit? The elites, who then they turn around and pay you. They pay the elites to be like, yeah, you can't get rid of that. You got to take your big Tarvy. You got to do this. You got to do that. Whole time they done paid them X amount of $1 million and they don't got HIV no more. But now they getting paid to lie to you and tell you that it's no cure. You see how they work together? Want you to be dumb and stupid. Oh, weed is illegal, weed. Marijuana cures a lot. But they promote lean, pills and shit. Alcohol, which is the first thing that start getting in your body and deteriorating your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, your intestines and shit. They promoting that shit. It starts at home. And you got to wake your kids up so that they don't get got. But yeah. Anyway. I'm about to go in here and find me something to watch. And I'm about to relax. My kids still haven't started school. School starts for Lily on the 2nd of September. So hopefully Mally and Mari and everybody will just go to school then. Or whatnot. When she goes. But yeah. So that's next what? Monday or Tuesday? Yeah. Nappy boy's gonna be okay. A product of your environment. And I've been through so much. I don't even look like a product of my environment because with all the shit that I've been through, I should look 10 times worse than I do. But it's fighting. You gotta fight that shit. And all the fights I done went through, I don't got no, and I ain't talking about physical fights and shit like that. I'm talking about spiritual battles, life battles, and everything like that. The shit that should have kicked my ass. You would think that I'd be strung out on drugs. I don't do drugs. Never wanted to do drugs. Barely even take Tylenols. Barely ever want to drink. I fight this shit off. So, you got to be strong. You got to make it through that shit. And I don't got nobody. No support or nothing. No parents, no grandparents, no family, no friends, no nothing. I just learned how to get through shit. And I be teaching my kids the same way. Like you see fucked up shit that be going on and shit like that. You got to learn how to get through it. Because yes, I'm your mama and I'm going to try to be here for you whenever I can. But I teach my kids to prepare too. Like what if I wasn't here? Like my baby, she like, Mommy, can you just come to my orientation with me? And I kind of did want to go with her so I could teach her how to do her W-2, W-4s, I-9s, and anything like that. But I was like, no, you got to go, Lex. You got to go by yourself. But text me if you need help or anything like that. But I have to let my baby go out into the world and experience shit. Because my mama died when I was 14. I'm glad that I'm about to witness my daughter turn 18. Because my mama died when I was 14. I had to teach myself a lot. And my grandma didn't know how to read. So when it came to filling out papers, Section 8 papers, and all that shit for my grandma and stuff, I had to do that. Which is why I was, every time she goes to the hospital, I got to be there. Every time she was going to do this, going to do that, anything that was important, I had to be there because my grandma, she didn't know how to read. So when my mama died, all that guidance went out the window. And I'm hearing Chris Brown like, pretty little thing, you got a bag and now you wildin'. But it's like my grandma, and she was on a fixed income and everything like that. Like, I had a job when I was a teenager. I was the one who knew how to read and write and everything like that. So granted, my grandma took care of me with her little social security check. I damn near took care of my grandma in every other way, shape, and form. Driving her around and shit too. That's why I had my license when I was 14 and a half. One, her legs was amputated. And two, I gotta go anyway. Secretary of State's Social Security office to fight for her disability and shit. I'm the one filling out all these paperwork. And then when my grandma was in rehab, my mama was gone and shit already, and I lived in the house by myself because she was in rehab for like 6 months. I'm the one writing money orders. I'm the one going to stand in line at DTE to pay the bills. I'm dealing with this. I'm dealing with that. You know, I was handling everything. That's why I said I was grown, young. Before I was even 16 years old, I was doing grown people shit. That's why I don't be caring to do that shit now. Like, I be watching some people struggle to pay their bills and go do this and go do that. I learned so much about the government. And when I was 16 years old and happened to go and pay the bills and shit because my mama was dead and my grandma was sick as fuck, bitch, I been doing this shit. This new to you. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. So guess what the fuck I'm doing right now? Sitting the fuck down. Because, bitch, you just getting started, not me. That's why when people be talking shit about me and shit, that's why I say go do your motherfucking research, bitch, before you come for me. So, yeah. Speaking of Shirley and shit like that, that's how my friend Shirley was. Mama in and out the hospital and shit like that. She was the one who was going to do this, running errands to do this, running to do that. And I know because I used to be taking her sometimes. So that's why I'm saying before you start judging books by the covers and shit, you better read them motherfuckers. You better get an idea of something before you start running your bitch ass mouth. Bitch, I'm sitting the fuck down. I'm tired. You ain't even lived life yet. So yeah, it be cool or whatever. Pretty cool. Anyway, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. And remember, it starts at home. It starts at home. It starts at home, guys. It starts at home. But I love y'all.